Good morning. My name is Katinka. I'm the seamstress at the cottage and welcome back. Today is Friday, so that means it is Friday sews. And Friday sews is where we talk about what we've been making. This tablecloth was just not wide enough, so we got this beautiful lace and I put it on the edge. And now it will just give you that extra 4 centimeters to make it wide enough. Another job that has been hanging around was all these pants. They all are through on the one knee. I don't know what this guy is doing, but there were 5 pairs and a shirt, and I have just darned them all. Maybe acquisitions, some life updates, and everything in between. And if you click on this hashtag, you will find some amazing people giving sewing content. And I think that's what we're here for. So this hashtag was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. And thank you, Jen, for bringing this community together. It is really awesome. So I'm going to talk about some things that I got today. Last week, Joanne's pattern sale. There were the Vogue patterns were on sale as well as the Butterick ones. So one thing you need to keep in mind, Vogue is quite true to size. So in the 70s and 80s, they changed the pattern sizing. They kind of say, okay, 12 is this to this. And that's where you find often that the older patterns, if they say a 38, it doesn't fit you, even if you're a 38 in today's standards, just because of how they change the patterns. So Vogue is one of those patterns that, according to today's standards, is running small, but it actually is the standard that a 38 or a 28 or whatever is really the size. So I got this one. This is for a secret project that I'm busy with over on my Ko-fi account. And for that one, I've got this. I'm not going to show the whole thing yet, but I'm very excited to get going on that. The next patterns that I got, I needed some tops. So the last time I went shopping, I got some dresses, and I did look at Butterick to find some dresses that I really liked, and I couldn't find any that I felt like I really want this one in my wardrobe. There were lots that I thought, oh, that's nice, but I really tried not to buy patterns just for the sake of buying patterns, even though they are cheap and it's quite tempting. I make a list beforehand, I go online, find the ones I want, and then I just go in and I buy those. The first one is Butterick B6814, and I want to make view A. And I love the frill around the neck. So for this pattern, I got this. And it is just a rayon. It's a crushed rayon. I love the fabric. It is so beautiful. And of course, it was on sale. It worked out at $3.50 a meter after the sale price was calculated. So I'm really excited to pair these two and to make myself some summer tops. Then the Simplicity pajamas were nice, but there were some issues that I didn't like. And so I'm still looking for the perfect pajama pattern. So next up, I found this one, B6296. And I love this pattern. It is a bit more intricate than the Simplicity one that I made, but I want to make this in a cotton. I've got some red check fabric left over that I've made a dress in. I'll link that one as well. And I thought that would make very nice pajamas with the piping. And I'll just go with the white piping or maybe the red piping, because I do have some red lining, acetate lining, that will make really nice piping. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then just do covered buttons. Then I got this one. All of these are beautiful. This is B6378 Butterick, and all of them are stunning. But my favorite one is View B. I don't know if I have fabric for that yet. I might go out and look for some, or I might have some in my stash in South Africa. I am on my way to South Africa soon, and then I think I'll look through my stash and just find something to pair with this top. I love that it's a classic that can be dressed up or down. So I can use it for work, but I can also just use it for everyday wear. And I am really looking forward to adding this to my wardrobe. I would have loved to find fabric like that. I have seen some, but they were a bit pricey. I don't want to pay that much for fabric. So I'll wait until I get home and see what is still in my stash. Then I started cutting out all the dresses that I did put in my spring sewing plans. I'll put a link. And for that, it's been a lot of fun. But when cutting out, you have to make sure you do it correctly, because that's basically your first step of a very good garment. So I am busy with this one, and I'm going to turn this. I'm doing view D by making 3/4 sleeves, and I am using this fabric. But it looks like I don't have enough for the back. So this is the back panel, and you have to put it on a fold. So I could maybe, I'm still looking into that, do it not on a fold, give it a seam down the back, and then on the side of the skirt, maybe just cut 2 pieces and then line it with this white. I did put a poll on Instagram and on YouTube and asked what people thought about maybe putting this green in the back, which everybody, 90% said yes, go for it, and it looks really nice. But I don't want this to be patchy. I want this to be more formal. So maybe I will go with this idea of cutting this out on the side of the skirt, so I still have enough to gather it in and just give it a seam and then line it with this. Because the choices were for the back panel, this one and this one. This one, somebody said, is too stark, and I really agree with her. And this one, somebody else said the material is quite hard in comparison with this fabric. Now, I don't think for a back panel that's a problem, but like I said, I don't want a patchy look. I want it really to be classy and something I can wear for work as well as for casual. So I might just go in and around the, let's call that a bib in the front and the back, just give it piping in this. I think that could look really nice if you just have a small piece of this sticking out next to this. So I will look into that and see if I can get that right. But I do think that could actually be the answer. So I'm almost finished with cutting out this one, and then I only have one more dress to cut out, and then I can start sewing. Very excited about that. And then last week in Friday Sews, I showed you my jersey that I'm working on. It's a fisherman's jersey, and I'm very excited. I'm just using fisherman's wool, and I divided for everything, and I'm happy with the pattern. So this is how far I've gone. I'm knitting it in the round, so I think I've got about, I think it's 320, yeah, I think it's 320 stitches on there. So it takes time, but because this pattern is in my head now, I can just go ahead. I can just go for it and knit it, and I'm actually having a lot of fun. The only thing I'm not completely happy with is my bubble. I think for my next bubble, I'm going to try something else. But otherwise, I really love this pattern. I made the mistake to have even numbers. Now, if you want to do a bubble, you always have to have uneven numbers. And I will just have to figure that out. And that's all I've been busy with for the week. I have a video about the pajamas that I showed you last week. It came on Tuesday. And I give a lot of tips about sewing and how to do certain things. So if you're looking just for some information on how to do gathers on a sleeve, or how to secure those spreads, how to do a collar, that's all of those tips are in there. And if you're interested, just pop over there and have a look. It's always fun meeting up here with you. And thank you for watching and spending time with me. If you liked it, please put a thumbs up or leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed yet, I would love it if you come and join this family over here. I'll see you next week, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.